It goes way back. I joined the SPEC board in 1997. So next year will actually be 30 years of being on the SPEC board, which is kind of unusual, but it's been kind of like my heart organization for at least 25 of those 30 years. Yeah. So, and of course, being on a board for a long period of time means I'm an older person than most of the other members of the board, which is how I happen to get the title of guiding elder.
My association with SPEC is through Carol, and very recent, really, 2023, I think, because Carol was offering a wonderful course, and I took it. It was an online course, and it was how to be an elder. And I needed to know that because I have granddaughters and I have a community. So that's it so far.
I think the first things that comes up is that I believe that life itself is the best teacher for wisdom. There was a quite wonderful book that was written, I can't remember the author's name, Being Mortal. And he says in it, when we see the far horizon of life, when we know, okay, time is short, it pushes a new perspective in place. It's like the shifting of a kaleidoscope. You see a different pattern, and sometimes that happens quite suddenly. I would say it happened fairly suddenly for me. I was not expecting this shift at all. I was completely satisfied with how my life was going, but once that shift happened, there was no way for me to look back and say, oh, I would like to resume my previous life. No, and this has been so rewarding. The one more thing is that I think young people should know about this as soon as possible. Because if you're orienting your life, even to a small degree, towards being a dignified elder, that's going to change the way you live your life. Just like being a guiding elder it felt important to me to share that experience with other people. In 2022 or 3, I forget which, I was interviewed by a journalist for the National Observer. And it was an interesting experience for me. And I right away thought, oh, we should do this. There's lots of people out there doing the same kind of work that I'm doing. But the foundational reason was there's people in the world, and it's why we start this exhibit the way we did with David Suzuki and David Attenborough and Diana Beresford Kroger, is because there is well-known people who are environmental elders, but there's people all around us that we don't know that are doing that work. They don't have a high profile, but they have dedicated their lives just exactly in the same way that these high profile people have. There's a very natural affinity between elders, the 60, 70, 80-year-olds, and the youngers, especially the teenagers into their 20s and early 30s. There's a natural affinity, the kind of a grandparenting relationship. And young people often want to know, even now, what was it like when you were a kid? Meaning, could we perhaps go back to a time, not a romanticized time, but do we need to have as much consumption? Do we need to have this kind of society to be happy, to be satisfied, to feel fulfilled, to feel like we're doing something worthwhile and worthy with our lives? Might we even feel more worthy if we were taking better care. So it's those kinds of dynamics that were going on. And when I wrote the grant for this, I made it very clear that the interviews would be done by young people who could learn from the elders that we care very much about what's happening.
And that was me sort of in the transition from being a commercial artist to a fine artist, whatever that is. And I wanted to find out what that was for me and how it hooked up with a larger purpose. I really needed that because, you know, you can draw trees and landscapes until you're blue in the face, but it doesn't move anything forward. So I had that question, and it occurred to me that portraits of people who are making a difference in something that's very dear to me, which is the climate movement, that I could perhaps depict them in some way for whatever reason. There might have been other uses rather than just the portraits. I actually didn't meet most of the people in person, and that does make a difference in how you depict them. Mm-hmm. So I felt sometimes a bit of a lack in that, but time just goes by and, you know, I just sit in front of my easel and do it. So that's how it came about.
But Joy, you did read the ebooks, and you
I
did
did.
such a beautiful job of incorporating these special qualities of each person in some way into the paintings, into the portraits.
You know, somebody said that to me at the exhibition, and I went, well, I'm just channeling it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were able to do that from the ebooks.
Yes.
It would have been even nicer had you been able to meet all the different people in
Yeah.
person. But so the order started with Gaia, because that's the big secret ingredient in this cake, is we all come from nature, and nature inspires us every day in every way possible if we're just open to it.
She's the mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so for her to be a large painting to me signifies that she's the one who encompasses all the life here on Earth.
And then we see the portraits of 4 people who are globally pretty well-known figures, and with the message that we know these people, but you don't know these people, or it's possible you may know one of them or 2 of them somehow, but most people, they're going to be strangers. But you're going to see that they're also worthy of our respect and our admiration.
I hope that they will take away an experience of community, that they can perhaps find ways to fit into themselves. That makes me really excited, because maybe the young people will be the ones that we are interviewing next, with all their vitality and their spontaneity and wisdom as well.
And the thing that I think about, I want people, a couple of things. One, take away the idea and the emotion that there's something really to be valued, not only valuing other people as elders, but valuing and looking forward to that experience in themselves. But there's also a message in this exhibit which may or may not come through. I think of it as sort of a little bit hidden. And that is, I have a very deep belief that the wisest elder, I don't know whether the word is among us or around us, maybe better, is nature itself. And so we start the exhibit with a beautiful painting that Joy did of the earth with an image, a female image. I will just also say, I really think this is a moment of women's time and women's wisdom to come forward, to be guiding elders for the future. That's a big vision. But I want people to, I hope people come away with a sense of, oh, I never thought about nature as a wisdom elder. And that might be a completely brand new feeling for people.